So far in 2022, infrastructure has performed extremely resiliently. The well-known characteristics of stable, predictable cash flows with a level of inflation protection have really shone through in the market volatility that we've seen so far this year. Given the level of uncertainty in markets, we're taking a more balanced approach to our allocation between defensive utilities and contracted renewable assets, energy infrastructure, and transport and communication assets. We have a bias towards making the portfolio a little bit more defensive, but individual investment decisions will be based on the bottom-up assessment of risk and reward available at any point in time. Portfolio moves lately include trimming some of our transport assets. We're maintaining contracted renewables and energy infrastructure exposure. And most recently, we've been dipping our toe back into some Brazilian stocks, which offer attractive yields on the view that the political outcome this year will be more measured overall. Key tailwinds for infrastructure investing include decarbonisation, where the global policy goals of net zero emissions by 2050 require a staggering amount of capital to be invested, underpinning allowed returns and asset-based growth well into the future. We also have opportunities from the continued recovery of mobility as COVID turns endemic rather than pandemic. And lastly, connectivity. The increase in mobile phone usage and the move from 4G to 5G results in extra equipment and newer equipment being put up on the cell towers from which our companies can benefit. One of the key attributes of infrastructure investing is the level of inflation protection it offers. In fact, more than 90% of the fund has either direct or indirect pass-through of inflation. An example of that would be an Australian toll road operator where the tolls on the particular roads increase by the previous quarter's inflation or a minimum of 1% per quarter. So a fantastic way for cash flows to keep up with an inflation in the current environment. Another example of inflation protection would be a UK water utility, where the asset base and allowed return increase each year by the previous year's inflation. Ultimately, that's seen in customer bills and protects the company from the impacts of rising inflation.